The ongoing war in Ukraine, for instance, has disrupted grain exports, driving up global food prices by 23% in 2023. This translates to higher grocery bills for American families and strains on the nation's food security network. Beyond immediate disruptions, geopolitical tensions sow seeds of uncertainty, discouraging investments and dampening consumer confidence. This hesitation to spend or invest can lead to slower economic growth in the long run.
Welcome to TFI Global, the antidote to mass delusion.
JPMorgan CEO Jamie Dimon is warning that the American economy is hurtling towards disaster. He has emphasized the urgent need for the government to address the mounting national debt. In a recent interview with Fox News, Dimon characterized the situation as a looming cliff, with the nation rapidly approaching it at a speed of 60 miles per hour and the potential crisis estimated to unfold within the next decade. Dimon echoed the sentiments of the former House Speaker Paul Ryan, labeling the escalating debt as the most predictable crisis we have ever had. Both Dimon and Ryan expressed their concerns during a panel discussion at the Bipartisan Policy Center, emphasizing the critical need for immediate government intervention. As of December, the U.S. government federal debt surpassed an unprecedented $34 trillion, marking a historic high. The staggering figure translates to approximately $102,000 for an average American family of three. Alarming is the fact that in 2023 alone, the debt grew by over $4 trillion, underscoring the rapid pace at which the financial burden is escalating. The sheer magnitude of the US total public debt is striking, equivalent to the combined economies of major global players such as China, Germany, Japan, India, and the UK, as highlighted by the Peter G. Peterson Foundation, a non-partisan fiscal policy group based in NY. US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen acknowledged the alarming nature of the absolute level of US public debt, describing it as a scary number. While Yellen acknowledged that the situation has been manageable thus far, she called for proactive measures to ensure deficits are brought down and maintained at manageable levels. The colossal debt encompasses what the federal government owes to a diverse range of creditors, including citizens, foreign investors, states, and large funds. Notably, Washington continues its trend of borrowing money to cover a persistent budget deficit that has persisted for over 2 decades. The warnings issued by Jamie Dimon and Paul Ryan underscored the severity of the situation, demanding immediate attention and decisive action from the government to avert the impending economic crisis. The trajectory of the American economy hurtling towards disaster necessitates a sober assessment and strategic measures to address the escalating national debt before it propels the nation into an unprecedented financial catastrophe. Let's delve deeper into the specific anxieties that are keeping the economists and investors awake at night. Data paints a worrying picture. The International Monetary Fund, the IMF, estimates a global growth slowdown from 6% in 2021 to 2.9% in 2024, with advanced economies like the US experiencing a dip from 5.7% to 1.7%. This translates to fewer export opportunities for American businesses, potentially leading to stagnation or declining revenues. The 2008 financial crisis serves as a grim reminder of this interconnectedness. The collapse of Lehman Brothers in the US sent shockwaves across the globe, triggering bank runs, plummeting stock markets, and widespread recession. Then are the rising geopolitical tensions. Now picture a vital shipping lane in the South China Sea suddenly choked by military maneuvers. Imagine pipelines carrying Russian gas to Europe abruptly shut down due to political disputes. These scenarios are increasingly becoming a reality in today's turbulent geopolitical landscape. The ongoing war in Ukraine, for instance, has disrupted grain exports, driving up global food prices by 23% in 2023. This translates to higher grocery bills for American families and strains on the nation's food security network. Beyond immediate disruptions, geopolitical tensions sow seeds of uncertainty, discouraging investments and dampening consumer confidence. This hesitation to spend or invest can lead to slower economic growth in the long run. Consider the impact of the US-China trade war. Tariffs imposed on Chinese goods led to higher prices for American consumers and businesses, stifling economic activity in both countries. Now let's delve into 3 fault lines: the growing wealth gap, the crumbling ladder of home ownership, and stagnant wages, and examine how they are jeopardizing the very foundation of the American dream. The divide between the wealthiest 1% and the remaining 99% is no longer a whisper, it's a deafening roar. Today, the top 1% hold a staggering 38% of the nation's wealth, a figure that has doubled since the 1970s. This concentration of wealth at the pinnacle creates a ripple effect throughout the economy. With the super rich saving a larger portion of their income, aggregate demand suffers, stifling business growth and consumer spending. Imagine two businesses, one catering to luxury yacht owners, the other selling groceries. If everyone suddenly became a millionaire, the grocery store might struggle to stay afloat as everyone prioritizes lavish purchases. Lack of circulation weakens the economic engine, leaving many struggling to keep up with the ever-increasing cost of living. Moreover, the American dream has long been synonymous with owning home, a symbol of stability and upward mobility. But the dream is fading as the median home price skyrockets, far outpacing income growth. Over 20% of US households now spend more than 30% of their income on housing, leaving them teetering on the precipice of financial instability. This crisis traps people in cycles of stress, limiting savings, educational opportunities, and upward mobility. Worsens wealth inequality as homeowners build equity while renters do not. While the cost of healthcare, education, and housing is skyrocketed, average wages for non-supervisory workers have barely kept pace with inflation, meaning their purchasing power has steadily eroded. This creates an underclass of working poor, juggling multiple jobs just to make ends meet. The American dream is on life support, sustained by the resilience of its people and nothing else. The American economy may appear to hum along, yet a symphony of silent whispers warn of unseen fault line. An aging population and crumbling infrastructure, these are not figments of a distant future but present-day anxieties casting long shadows on the nation's sustainability. Let's dissect these whispers and illuminate the potential economic tremors they portend. By 2030, America's silver wave will crest with over 20% of the population exceeding 65. Social security and healthcare programs face tidal waves of demand, while a shrinking workforce raises concerns about labor shortages and stagnant growth. Imagine a workforce struggling to sustain an aging population, their services and support stretched thin. Japan, already navigating this demographic storm, stands as a cautionary tale. America must fix its course by encouraging immigration, the good kind, from good countries, and make arrangements for older citizens. It should also promote flexible work culture and invest in automation to bridge the potential labor gap. These whispers offer a chilling premonition of America's potential future, with the national debt reaching unprecedented levels and the global economic landscape showing signs of turbulence. Urgent government intervention is imperative to avert a looming disaster. The interconnected nature of the economy, coupled with rising geopolitical tensions, underscores the fragility of economic stability. Moreover, internal fault lines such as the growing wealth gap, the challenges in home ownership, and stagnant wages threaten the foundation of the American dream.